to honor and welcome our distinguished Vice Chairperson Anjali Ma'am, our esteemed Principal Pramani Ma'am, respected Vice Principal Anupam Vidyarthi Sir, our Head of Academics and Innovation Archana Ma'am, our Headmistress Deepa Ma'am, Academic Coordinator Deepti Ma'am, our dear parents, teachers, and our immensely talented children. Our children have been working consistently on the three stages of their project. And children, it is rightly said that consistency is more important than perfection. Consistency develops routines and builds momentum. It forms habits that become almost second nature. So, children, all the hard work that you have put in will surely reap benefits. As our leadership guru, John Maxwell, rightly said, small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. The aim of the project Reflections has been to introduce the students to the ideologies and vision of famous personalities who have brought about a great change in the society. The precedent set by such progressive countrymen should have been enough to incite you to work with zeal and accomplish your project. The inspiration that you gain from these personalities should help you in becoming better versions of yourself and also be a positive influence capable of inspiring your loved ones to be better, stronger, bigger, and more of who they are. We would request Anjali ma'am and Pramani ma'am to gauge the performance of our children, which will give us a valuable insight into the working of our team and our level of achievement. Your appreciation, motivation, support will have a great impact on molding our children into better individuals. We hope that this gets to be an enriching learning experience for everyone. Thank you. I would now request Deepti ma'am to address the gathering.
Good morning to one and all present here. Team Jaipuria is truly privileged to receive continuous support, guidance, and motivation from our Honorable Anjali ma'am, our beloved Promini ma'am, and respected Archana ma'am. You are indeed the powerhouse of positive energy, influencing positivity and enthusiasm in the team at all times. These projects introduced by you, ma'am, are not mere presentations, but small steps taken by all of us towards conscious transformation. The project Reflection for Grade 7 is introduced with the purpose to lead our students towards exploration of newer trails and thus gain new insight, as the students are the reservoirs of energy, creativity, and progressive ideas and are the future of our country. So the students were suggested to choose the personalities who are a mix of visionaries, entrepreneurs, spiritual leaders, political leaders, authors, comedians, artists, writers, scientists, and the people who overcame overwhelming obstacles to create an extraordinary life, all on their own terms, to refer for their projects. Ma'am, I would like to brief you that how they went about this project. This project was conducted in three stages. Stage 1 commenced from 7th October to 26th October. The students were to start by choosing 5 personalities who had made public speeches that had inspired them and the society as a whole. The students noted the gist of each of the 5 speeches selected by them. They compiled the gist in a PDF file and mailed it to their respective class teachers who vetted their work and allocated 10 marks for the research done by the students, thus completing stage 1. Stage 2, which commenced from 27th October and till 10th of November. In this stage, students chose any one speech out of the 5 speeches and spoke briefly about it, highlighting the reasons for selecting and the value they intended to imbibe from it. The students were required to learn the speech and record it while delivering it. An ardent effort to ensure proper expression and correct pronunciation was made by the teachers. 10 marks had been allocated for the successful completion of this speech. Stage 3, which commenced from 11th November to 25th of November, that is the final stage. In this, the students needed to explain how the speech chosen by him or her has influenced them. They also explained how they hope to implement the value preached. The students were given a choice to do so through videos, PPTs with voiceovers or role play, etc., and mail the same to their class teachers. 20 marks have been allocated in English by judging their thinking and writing skills. Ma'am, I'm sure this learning is definitely going to stay throughout their life with them. I would also take an opportunity, ma'am, to thank you and inform you that we are very glad to have the school logo that you have designed. And this journey, ma'am, which tells us about the School of Transformation, it is very, very dear to us. And ma'am, I assure you that we all are definitely going to take forward this journey of conscious transformation. It will continue, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. Greetings to one and all present here. I am Yuvraj of Class 7E and take pride and honor in welcoming you all to this extravaganza. Learning without reflection is a waste. Reflection without learning is pointless. This project has assisted the students of class 7 to consciously transforming themselves into a better person. As it is said, reflection is a humbling process. It's essential to find out why you think, say, and do certain things, then better yourself. It has empowered children to bring awareness to all aspects of their lives, fostering the experience for internal growth and external transformation. Because to change your life, you need to change your personality. Before we start with the presentations, let us close our eyes and observe 1 minute silence. Sarthak Mishra's presentation.
Project Reflections. I am extremely fortunate to be a student of the school, which has an out of the box vision for each one of us. It gives us all the amenities and opportunities for our all round development. Project Reflections is one such platform for students of Class 7, where they are given the opportunity to grasp a stimulating value from speeches of great visionaries. As Sri Aurobindo said, and I quote, all art lies in interpretation. Unquote. Here, we interpret the speech of an eminent personality and imbibe a noteworthy value from the essence of it, which would nurture us to grow in the long run. Project Reflections Stage 1. The stage 1 of Project Reflections was really fascinating. It enabled us to explore new speeches of great personalities and understand them keenly. Here, I chose the following 5 personalities and wrote the gist of their speeches. Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, who led the Indian Army in the 1971 Indo-Pak War. Guru Gaur Gopal Das, who is a famous motivational speaker and a spiritual leader. Mr. Ratan Tata, who is one of the biggest industrialists of India. Mr. Rahul Dravid, who is a former Indian cricketer. And Mr. Hrithik Roshan, who is a famous actor. Project Reflections Stage 2. The stage 2 of Project Reflections was really impactful and engrossing. Here, I chose one speech which impacted me the most. I dressed up like the speaker and delivered the speech. I have chosen the speech of Mr. Ratan Tata because of his igniting ideas for our country's development. Some of the lines of his famous speech were: if you speak or sit next to a Nobel laureate, he never tells you that he won a Nobel Prize. Other people tell you. So let humility be your best defense. We will have failures. We will have frustrations. But it is a continued commitment that we have to the world around us. Do not grow with a view that something cannot be done and so should not be done. You, in the years ahead, can be a leader of this country and can shape the destiny of this country. We all should be extremely keen to unleash the Indian tiger. So let us all put our hearts and souls together to build the new India for tomorrow.
Stage 3, My Reflections. As we know, I have chosen the speech of entrepreneur Mr. Ratan Tata. How this speech by Mr. Ratan Tata influenced me. This splendid speech influenced me in a great way. It taught me that optimism and self-belief are the two oars that anyone can use to row the boat of life. It motivated me and propelled me to do something good in life. Because as we all know, the world is a ripple and gives us back what we give to it. It influenced me to rise up every time when I failed in life. It lays emphasis on some people who think that they are incapable or they can't do anything in life with their meager resources. Let me tell you, your status is not what defines you, but your thinking does. If you think big, then you can surely bring a substantial change in your life and leave a strong influence on the lives of people around you. It also focused on how humility is a prominent part of our character. Humility can melt the strongest of rocks. Thus, all these values really left a big impact on me and influenced me substantially. The way I would implement the values preached. I would implement the values preached in this speech in different aspects of my life. Whenever I am unable to do something, this speech would boost me to keep trying and not lose hope. Whenever I would be under pressure, it would motivate me to be optimistic always. Whenever I would feel gloomy, this would charge me up and encourage me. And last but not the least, whenever the thought of vengeance would come into my mind, the humility preached in this speech would help me regain calm. Thus, I would like to conclude with the statement that this whole project has left an everlasting impact on me and helped me shape myself into a better human being. Now, I would like to present two quotes of Mr. Ratan Tata also included in this speech. None can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, none can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. Ups and downs in life are very important to keep us going because a straight line, even in an ECG, means we are not alive. Thank you.
Very beautifully summed up. Extremely beautifully summed up. And the idea of studying 5 speeches and then coming out with this, brilliant. It's just a brilliant process. Very well done, Sarthak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so
Very
much,
well.
ma'am.
Very nice. Thank you.
That was indeed a scintillating performance, Sarthak. Moving on to Ananya Srivastav, who will present her project now.
Good morning to one and all present here. I am Ananya Srivastav of class 7G and today I'm here to present my project Reflections.
Please throw the spotlight on Ananya.
Stage 1. Speeches of the 5 Indian personalities. Rabindranath Tagore and his speech Crisis of Civilization. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and his speech Tryst with Destiny. Swami Vivekanand and his speech End to Fanaticism. Bal Gangadhar Tilak and his speech Freedom is My Birthright. Mahatma Gandhi and his speech Do or Die. Stage 2. For stage 2, I chose Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and his speech Tryst with Destiny. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's speech. Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awaken to life and freedom. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. It is fitting that at this solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people and to the still larger cause of humanity. Explanation: Tryst with Destiny was a speech delivered by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of independent India, to the Indian Constituent Assembly in the Parliament on the eve of India's independence. Towards midnight on 14th August 1947, Nehruji spoke on the aspects that transcend India's history. It is considered to be one of the greatest speeches of the 20th century, and it captures the essence of the triumphant culmination of the largely non-violent Indian independence struggle against the British Empire in India.
Stage 3. My Reflections. I chose Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's speech, Tryst with Destiny. I chose this speech because it reflects multiple feelings. There is happiness, hope, anxiety, excitement, pain, and euphoria in the speech. It portrays every feeling that was related to India's struggle for freedom. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's sentiments were that of a father trying to instill confidence in a child to help him achieve his goals. He wanted to convince Indians that they could reach their destination. When I got this project, I was a little apprehensive, but I made a promise to myself that I would do my best to make this project meaningful. While I was going through his speech, Tryst with Destiny, I knew this would be the speech for the second stage of my project. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had his dedication towards the service of India. His speech reflected the value of conscious transformation, meaning stepping from the old to the new. To administer such a big country was a difficult task for him, but he did it with dedication and hard work. In the same way, I was scared for my project and had the same feeling of anxiety, excitement, and happiness. But when I heard Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's speech, I was inspired and convinced to work hard. I was dedicated towards my project and did it sincerely. If Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru would have ignored the situation, then India would not have been in the same state it is now. His work taught me the real meaning of our school slogan, that is, from ignorance to knowledge. This speech inspired me so much that I feel like a little soldier. At last, I would like to say that the speech Tryst with Destiny is not just a speech, but a value that each and every Indian should imbibe. This speech has influenced me to stand up for the nation when the time comes. The values are not only to hear, but also to implement them in our lives. Thank you.
Very good, Ananya. Nice. We couldn't hear the first two parts of your speech because I think you were muted or there was a problem at my end. So who were the others that you studied besides Jawaharlal Nehru?
Ma'am, Mahatma Gandhi and Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Swami Vivekanand.
Very good. Very good.
Good morning, one and all present here. I, Advait Chakravarti of 7D, shall present my project.
Project Reflections. In stage 1, I chose 5 great Indian personalities: Mr. Shiv Khera, Swami Vivekanand, Sister Shivani, Mahatria Ra, and Mr. Kailash Satyarthi. In stage 2, I chose Mr. Kailash Satyarthi's speech on child labor. Here are some famous lines from his speech. There is no greater violence than to deny the dreams of our children. The single aim of my life is that every child is free to be a child. I refuse to accept that The world is so poor when just 1 week of global spending on armies is enough to bring all of our children into classrooms. I refuse to accept that the shackles of slavery can ever be stronger than the quest for freedom.
Stage 3. My reflections. I have chosen Mr. Kailash Satyarthi, who is a social activist and Nobel Peace Prize winner. He campaigned against child labor. He is an unsung hero who started from scrap. His visions and ideas are path-breaking. From the times of the Industrial Revolution, we have come a long way, yet have completely ignored the issue of child labor. The society has always turned a blind eye towards the less privileged. I must confess and apologize for the ignorant generations who have very conveniently taken advantage of young lives. How the speech chosen influenced me. I got influenced a lot from the speech because it showed me the struggle of poor children in the world and the unfair practices of the society. The movie named Stanley Ka Dabba, which was based on a child who lost his parents in an accident at a small age and thereby had to work in a dhaba. He joined a school where poor children could study without fee. In the school, nobody understood his circumstances as to why he didn't bring a lunchbox to the school. It is from that movie that I became aware about child labor, and it showed me how the society has been neglecting these issues. What I learned from the speech: we should completely discourage child labor as it is an unfair practice. These victims face major physical disabilities, emotional imbalance, and psychological trauma that destroys their childhood. The private factories, builders, small business setups, and households often encourage child labor as they employ children to work at much lesser wages. I learned from the speech of Mr. Kailash Satyarthi that the present world ignores child labor issue as it is pretty convenient to them. Therefore, we individually have to say no to child labor, support the government who has various laws safeguarding the rights of children. How I will implement the value preached. The first thing that I would do would be to tell my friends and family to not employ children under 18 years of age for house chores or other services. I will boycott the use of industrial goods where children are employed and exploited for their benefit. And when I grow up, I would join campaigns against child labor or become a volunteer with an NGO. The project Reflections has been a wonderful soul searching journey for me through insightful presentations. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Even I'm so fond of Kailash Satyarthi's work. The work that Mr. Satyarthi is doing is mind-blowing. How many children have been saved from wrongdoers? How many children? The number is endless. So I'm so glad you chose Kailash Satyarthi ji.
It was a noteworthy performance, Advait. I request Palak Bhandari to start presenting.
Project Reflections. For stage 1, the first and most inspiring speech I selected was by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji. In his speech, he had emphasized on relentlessly chasing one's dreams to realize them. The second speech was by Miss Lata Mangeshkar ji, in which she highlighted the path to success with the attributes of hard work and dedication. The third speech selected by me was by Mr. Mukesh Ambani, in which he has laid emphasis on accepting failures with a smile to achieve true success. The next speech which I chose was delivered by Dr. Kiran Bedi, in which she has focused on the values of being truthful and sincere for a successful life. Finally, I found the most soul-stirring speech delivered by Mother Teresa, in which she has imparted the message of universal love. Stage 2 Speech by Mother Teresa. A life not lived for others is not a life. I personally am most unworthy, but I brought a girl child from the street and I could see in the face of the child that she was hungry. So I gave her a piece of bread and the little one started eating the bread crumb by crumb. I said to the child, "Eat bread, eat it, eat it." She looked at me and said, "I am afraid to eat the bread because I am afraid that when it is finished, I will be hungry again and you will also leave me alone." This is the reality. The poor are not only hungry for a piece of bread, but the most terrible poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved. So spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness and love.
Stage 3 My Reflections. In stage 2, I had selected the motivational speech of Mother Teresa, through which she has sent the message of love, care, and kindness. I am deeply influenced by her magnanimous and soft heart, which can embrace and impart love to one and all unconditionally. She truly had an ocean of affection in her heart. I ardently pray to the Almighty to impart similar attributes in me. Since childhood, I have been accompanying my parents to the orphanages and old age homes to distribute food and clothes as a regular practice. In the orphanage, the children would receive the gifts with a smile and then would quietly go back to their room. And the same would happen in the old age home. But I never saw any one of them happy. This year, while reading various speeches for my project Reflections, I came across this soul stirring speech of Mother Teresa. And then I realized what exactly the children in the orphanages and the lonely senior citizens in the old age homes needed the most. They needed to be loved, to be cared for, and to be wanted and accepted as a part of the society, not as someone who could be left alone with food and water to survive. Through the mother's speech, I understood that one can survive with the basic needs being met, but one cannot grow and develop without love. So, in October, when my mother decided to go for her weekly distribution of ration in the orphanage, she refused to take me along due to the scare of COVID 19. But after reading the speech, I had understood that the children in the orphanage did not require food alone, but they needed love, a companion, someone who could play and laugh with them. I insisted my mother to take me along and promised that I will take all the necessary precautions consistently. I wore a mask, gloves, and kept a bottle of sanitizer in my pocket, along with a board game and a few pairs of extra gloves and masks for the children. On reaching the orphanage Bal Grahe, my mother went to the manager to give the weekly ration. But instead of going along with my mother as usual, I went in the children's room. The room had few children of various age groups. They were all wearing masks and were sitting at a distance from each other. When I stepped in, they were all surprised to see me because, due to the scare of COVID 19, nobody had come to meet them since the past few months. I keenly looked around and saw a young girl engrossed in a book, undisturbed by my entry. With a smile, I walked up to her and peeked at the pages her eyes were glued onto. In it, I saw a beautiful picture of a mother and a child compassionately hugging each other. I was overwhelmed with emotions and sat at a distance to talk to her. Gradually, after around half an hour of casual chit chat, I became friends with this girl named Prema. While playing Ludo, she shared her fears and happy moments with me. I could feel that she had accepted me as her friend and a new bond was created that day. I made sure that I went to meet Prema at least once a week. Every week, she would greet me with a dazzling smile and shining eyes. We played board games, raced in the playground, and I read stories to her. In those moments, I could relate to the true essence of the speech, that being loved and cared for is a priceless feeling. Immense gratitude to our principal ma'am for this unique and enriching project, which has completely changed the meaning and aim of my life in the past 2 months. Initially, my dream was to become a famous dancer and to collect funds for the charity. But now I have understood that apart from the food, the basic needs of all living beings is to receive love. So I have made a conscious decision to spend at least an hour per week with the children in the orphanage to receive and impart love unconditionally. Thank you.
Beautiful, very beautiful, Palak. Why your presentation stood out from all is that, of course, you learned, but you not only learned, you implemented it. You went to an orphanage and then you created a bond between that one orphan child and yourself, and you did it repeatedly every week. So, what you learned, you implemented, and it will become a part of your habit and nature to extend yourself out like Mother Teresa. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We next have Divyanshi Srivastava's presentation.
Good morning, one and all. This is Divyanshi Srivastava of Class 7E, and today I'm here to present my project Reflections.
This project aims to acquaint you with the ideologies and vision of great Indian personalities who have brought about a positive change in the society. This project consists of 3 stages. In stage 1, we had to choose 5 Indian personalities who have made public speeches that have inspired us and the society as a whole. So I chose the speeches of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, a very famous Indian cricketer Mahendra Singh Dhoni, a very inspiring and versatile actress Priyanka Chopra, our incredible mountaineer and sportswoman Arunima Sinha, and the wisest Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Moving further in stage 2, we had to choose any one speech out of the 5 speeches. So I have chosen our own Captain Cool, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, a very well-known cricketer who led the Indian national team, is my favorite personality, whose speech inspired me the most. I would like to highlight few of his achievements. He is the first player to win the ICC ODI Player of the Year award twice in 2008 and 2009. In 2013, under Dhoni's captaincy, India became the first team to whitewash Australia in a test series. His one of the biggest achievements took place in 2011. MS Dhoni fulfilled the dream of millions of people when he hit a 6 to win the Cricket World Cup final against Sri Lanka. The ball that was hit by him was never found. He has won hearts of millions of people all over the world. The lines from his speech which inspired me the most are, "You have to be honest with yourself. Respecting elders is the key. You have to be polite with everyone.
You have to be honest in life. You have to be honest to yourself. Respecting the elders, which I feel is the key. If you don't respect the elders, be it your parents or be it anyone, it becomes very difficult to be successful in life. Being humble, try to be, when you enter, let's say, any big building, right from the first man you meet to maybe the managing director, you have to be the same to each and everyone. So
He said, and I quote, "Listen to your elders' advice, not because they're always right, but because they have more experience of being wrong."
Now, I would like to present stage 3, my reflection. The reason why I chose Mahendra Singh Dhoni's speech is because his speech reflected the values of truth and honesty which touched my heart. His simplicity and calmness in nature inspired me. His humility was seen every time when he stepped aside and allowed his teammates to hold the winning trophy. In such simple words, he beautifully explained how important is the guidance given to us by our elders. The values I imbibe from Mahendra Singh Dhoni's words of wisdom are honesty, respecting everyone, listen more and be humble, humility, and calmness. How I intend to implement these values in my life. I would intently listen to my elders and people around me. Being a good listener is very important. I will try to become more receptive to the various perspectives of the people. I will try to convey my points or perspectives politely and respectfully. After I heard Mr. Dhoni's speech, I realized that it's very important to understand that if the right words are said with honest intent and in respectful tone, people will always listen and will surely understand. I will practice the policy of honesty in my life. Dhoni's stories of honesty motivated me in this direction. Mahendra Singh Dhoni's calmness and humble nature has inspired me. Our school has also been trying to teach us the method of silence and calming ourselves through meditation. We have this practice of 2 minutes of silence before and after every period in our school. I used to practice this only in school, but now, after this project, whenever I feel angry or anxious, I close my eyes, sit in one corner, and then I let myself calm and concentrate within myself. There are many other values which can be imbibed from Mahendra Singh Dhoni's speech, but I am setting small goals for myself every day and wish to achieve each one of them. I would like to conclude my presentation with one of Mr. Dhoni's quotes, which reminded me of how beautiful our lives can be if we intend to work every day by setting small goals for ourselves. One day, reality will be better than your dreams. Thank you.
Very beautiful, Divyanshi. Very, very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
And seriously, teachers, these 3 stages that you've done, they are the magic of this project. So I congratulate you, teachers, again and again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Divyanshi, it was remarkable. Thank you for this amazing presentation. We now proceed with Ridhima Pandey's presentation.
Good morning to one and all present here. My name is Ridhima Pandey and I'm from class 7F. Today I'll be presenting my reflections project before you all.
Stage 1. In stage 1, we had to choose 5 personalities whose speeches inspire us. The personalities whom I chose were Sri Narendra Damodar Das Modi, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Srimati Sarojini Naidu, Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, and Swami Vivekanand.
Hello everyone, my name is Ridhima Pandey. I'm from class 7F and today I'm going to enact as Sarojini Naidu for my reflections project stage 2. Namaste friends of the new world. I arrived last night only, past the Statue of Liberty that stands as the guardian of your freedom at the gateways of the new world. And with the best intention in this world to feel unfamiliar in this new country, my spirit feels that it has come home to a new version of old themes. But when you experience that I'm having in your country is to come for the first time in my life. Friends, I come to you from a many thousand miles as the ambassador of a very ancient country to the youngest nation in the world. It may surprise you that the country which you all talk to regard as the conservative couldn't have chosen a woman to be its representative, its ambassador. But if you read a right history of Indian civilization, you may realize that woman has been the very copy of its culture, ambassador of peace, and the avatar of inspiration that have gone abroad for many centuries to the utmost parts of the world. Stage 3. My reflections. The reason why I feel this speech is inspiring because it shows Sarojini Naidu's determination and discipline. Her confidence in representing India in front of the whole world right after the British rule came to an end is highly inspiring. It is understandable that it would have been extremely difficult for Sarojini Naidu
to overcome all gender based discrimination and educate herself to become a successful person. It is Sarojini Naidu's vigor and determination that makes her a true feminist icon for everyone. India, so Sarojini Naidu also proved that India is not a country where women are considered to be a weak gender. India is a country where women are considered to be mentally strong. In ancient India, women were respected, acknowledged, and encouraged in every field. India considered women to be a symbol of strength or Shakti, and it is high time that the world acknowledges the power a woman possesses. The qualities that I wish to imbibe from Sarojini Naidu are being helpful, being determined, trustworthy, disciplined, being proud to be an Indian, raising voice against the wrongs, trying to put across my point and make people understand my point without a fight, never forgetting my roots, taking both science and Indian culture hand in hand so that people are able to trust me. And I will also encourage people to maintain gender equality in India. Thank you.
Very good. Very good, Riddhima. Very well done.
Moving on, we have Sanvi Singh.
Good morning to one and all. I'm Sanvi Singh of Class 7F and I will be presenting my project reflections. For the first stage, I chose Mahatma Gandhi, Sachin Tendulkar, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Swami Vivekanand, and Rabindranath Tagore as my 5 great personalities who have addressed people through their speeches and have inspired me. For the second stage, we had to choose any one speech from the 5 speeches and briefly speak about it. I chose the speech of Swami Vivekanand. The speech given by Swami Vivekanand was, and I quote, "I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all nations of the earth." Stage 3, my reflections. How the speech has influenced me. This particular speech of Swami Vivekanand made me perceive religions differently. It taught me about Hinduism and the principles it shares with the masses. It helped me understand the values of universal tolerance and acceptance in every aspect of our lives. It gave me a new outlook towards every religion in our world. The fact that this speech established Hinduism as a major religion in front of the entire world inspired me greatly. How I hope to implement the learned value in my life. I have learned that the character of a person is defined by his actions and not by his caste, religion, or economic status. And now I interact with people with a fresh outlook and an open mind. I accept and respect that people might have different religions and backgrounds, but this does not reflect upon their character. I hope to commit myself to the principle of universal acceptance and never let superficial characteristics cloud my judgment of people. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanvi, for this thought-provoking presentation. Incredible indeed. To make this session more interesting, we will now see Aditri Singh's presentation.
Inspired the whole world. The personalities that I chose for stage 1 were Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was the former president of India and is also known as the Missile Man of India. He has said, "Success is when your signature changes into autograph." The next personality that I chose was Arunima Sinha. She was the first female amputee to scale Mount Everest. In her speech, she has said that sometimes we are tested not to show our weaknesses but to show our strengths. The third personality that I chose was Sundar Pichai. He is the CEO of Google and also the CEO of Alphabet. The words from his speech that inspired me the most were, "Wear your failures as a badge of honor." The fourth personality was Yashika Tyagi. She's from the initial batches of the female officers in the Indian Army. In her speech, she says, and I quote, "Never react to a situation, just respond." The last personality was Kiran Bedi. She is a retired IPS officer and the first woman to join the Indian Police Service. The words that inspired me the most were, "Life is on an incline. You either go up or you come down." In the stage 2 of the project, we had to choose the most inspirational speeches of all. I chose the speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and the quote that I like most from his speech is, "Where there's righteousness in the heart, there's beauty in the character. Where there's beauty in the character, there's harmony in the home. Where there's harmony in the home, there's order in the nation. And where there's order in the nation, there's peace in the world." I chose the speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam that emphasizes on the true meaning of the culture of excellence. This speech is a great source of inspiration for the youth of India. This speech tells and describes the youth to be unique, perseverant, and stay away from all distractions while doing a task. In stage 3, I further focused on the qualities that I like and wish to imbibe and tell the way I will implement the qualities in my day-to-day life. The first quality that I would like to imbibe is to be perseverant and diligent in my task. The way I will try to implement the quality is by following a fixed schedule, by setting goal for a day and working till I achieve it, by acknowledging my achievements, by comparing myself with the past me and trying to better myself. The second quality that I want to imbibe is to always stay away from disturbances while doing a task. The way I will try to implement the quality is by staying in a peaceful environment, by taking one task at a time, and by being well planned. The third quality that I want to imbibe is to not get deterred by failures and always be in present and wear my failures as a badge of honor. The way I will try to implement the quality is by stop comparing myself with others, start working hard, and not forgetting my goals. The last quality that I want to imbibe is to not be impatient and work step by step in a systematic manner. The way I will try to implement the quality is by meditating daily, by unpacking huge tasks and doing it step by step with patience, and by not getting distracted. Thank you, everyone. I hope you like my presentation.
Thank you so much, Aditri. That was indeed praiseworthy. We now move on to Samriddhi Shukla, who shall present her project reflections.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Today, I, Samriddhi Shukla of class 7A, am here to share project reflections with you all. What is it? Reflections is a transformation project given to make us a better person and also to upgrade our inner as well as outer being. It had 3 stages, and in each stage, we learned something new. I am very grateful to my school for giving me this project to transform me into a better and more conscious citizen. I hope you all will like and enjoy the presentation as much as I did while preparing it.
Stage 1. I chose 5 motivating speeches of great personalities who inspire me. The speeches are Tryst with Destiny by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King, I Am Prepared to Die by Nelson Mandela, the Dandi March speech by Mahatma Gandhi, and the farewell speech by Mr. Sachin Tendulkar. For stage 2, I decided to choose Mahatma Gandhi's famous Dandi March speech, in which he gave the guidelines to everyone to follow when he is not there with them. I continued with the speech of our beloved Father of the Nation for stage 3. The speech, which was delivered before the Dandi March by Gandhiji. Gist of the speech. On the 11th of March 1930, a mass gathering of around 10,000 people and the evening prayer held on the Sabarmati sands at Ahmedabad. Gandhiji delivered the famous speech on the eve of the Dandi March. The speech he gave was mostly a roadmap of the civil disobedience movement. Here is an extract
from the speech which I found very inspiring. In quotes, I believe there are men in India to complete the work begun by me. I have faith in the righteousness of our cause and the purity of our weapons. And where the means are clean, there God is undoubtedly present with his blessings. And where these three combine, there defeat is an impossibility. A satyagrahi, whether free or incarcerated, is ever victorious. He is vanquished only when he forsakes truth and non-violence and turns a deaf ear to inner voice. If, therefore, there is such a thing as defeat for even a satyagrahi, he alone is the cause of it. God bless you all and keep off all obstacles from the path in the struggle that begins tomorrow. Unquote.
Stage 3. My reflections. Let us know more about this speech. Gandhiji emphasized that whether he lives or not after the march, the mode of operation must be peaceful and non-violent. He also invited every section of the society to come forward and participate in the civil disobedience movement. My reasons for choosing this speech are Gandhiji's very inspiring words. The speech clearly shows how dedicated Bapu was towards his aim of independence of India. His speech boosted my morale and reminded me about the struggle of the freedom fighters. I was so uplifted after understanding this speech that I started to follow his principles, which were Satya, Ahimsa, and Sarvodaya. Truth, non-violence, and welfare for all. The evaluative values I learned. Some of the values are determination, love for the country, and women emancipation. I observed that Mahatma Gandhi was determined to achieve freedom of India from the British rule, no matter how many sacrifices he had to make for it. He indeed was a patriotic man. He could do anything to serve the country, and that too without any violence. I also noticed that Bapu was encouraging women to participate in the march, and he said that he needed support from all, including the women of the society. How I plan to imbibe these values in my life. As to achieve my goal, I will have to be more focused and determined. So, to increase my will, focus, and determination, I meditate every day and read motivational books. I also make sure that I am spiritually stable and connect with the divine. And there is one sure way to do so: daily prarthana and meditation, just like Gandhiji. As he says, prarthana is the key of the morning and the bolt of the evening. My improvements. While doing this project, I realized that I was undergoing a change, and I had also started to see that life is not just about scoring well in exams or being on the top. Life is about remaining calm in every tough situation, just like Bapu. The values that I have learned have motivated me to try and serve our society and country, to learn and grow more and more. Then only our life will become meaningful and we can also serve humanity. But I am not transformed yet because man is a transitional being. He is not final. Thank you.
Very well spoken, Samriddhi. It was truly inspiring for all of us. An exceptional show indeed. I request Kartikeya Chaudhary to start presenting.
Good morning, one and all present here. I am Kartikeya Chaudhary of Class 7D and I shall now present my project reflections.
Stage 1. The speeches of 5 personalities I chose for Stage 1 were Bal Gangadhar Tilak, MS Dhoni, Shah Rukh Khan, Ratan Tata and Sundar Pichai.
Stage 2.
The personality I chose for stage 2 was Shah Rukh Khan. I selected this speech because it showed me an entirely different perspective of failure. It also made me understand that failure is not something to be ashamed of. Instead, it gives us so much to learn. The most inspirational lines of his speech were, "If you aren't scared enough of failing, you are unlikely to succeed. It's not pleasant to fail, it's tough." The speech that I have chosen. Whatever happened to me happened because I have always been terrified of failure. I come from a very normal, lower middle class family. I saw a lot of failures. I just didn't want to be poor. So when I got a chance to act in films, it wasn't out of any creative desire that I did so. It was purely out of the fear of failure and poverty. You have to know and learn that life is not just a checklist of acquisitions, attainments, and fulfillment. Instead, life is difficult and complicated and beyond anyone's control. Don't be afraid of being afraid. Be afraid of not facing your fears and failures. Do not be afraid to defy conventions. Do not be afraid to destroy systems that kill art and your souls. Do not be afraid to be hungry. Do not be afraid to walk alone if necessary. Because on a tightrope, we all walk alone.
Stage 3, my reflections. How the speech has influenced me. Failure is not something that we should be ashamed of. Instead, we should learn from it. One very important thing that I was influenced by was the true path to success is through the fear of failure. Failure gives us so many lessons to learn. We shouldn't be afraid of standing up for ourselves because eventually in life we all have to walk alone. How I hope to implement the lesson that the speech has taught me. I will implement the values that his words have taught me by not being afraid of failure. I will face failures. I will learn from them from today onwards. Whatever situations I face, I would try to succeed. But if I ever failed, I would not give up. Now I will value failure as much as I value success and use it to attain success. I learned from my failure and worked on it. It was only after this that I managed my final presentation. I attained success after taking failure in my stride, accepting the challenge and working on it. I did not give up and I pay infinite gratitude for the lesson that I have learned. Success is not a good teacher. Failure makes you humble. Thank you.
Karthike, it was really a motivational presentation. Incredible indeed. Next, we have Anika Pandey with a project.
Good morning to one and all present here. I, Anika Pandey of Class 7C, am going to present before you my project reflections.
Project Reflections. Project Reflections has given me an opportunity to learn a lot about hardworking and motivational personalities of our society. For stage 1, the personalities that I chose were Arunima Sinha, Marie Kom, Sarojini Naidu, Indra Nui, and Indira Gandhi. For second stage, I further chose Arunima Sinha as she motivated me to work hard. I also learnt that failure does not matter, but the efforts that we put in do matter. Arunima Sinha said, "Failure is not when we fall short of achieving our goals. It is when we do not have goals worthy enough. There are ups and downs in life, but you have to conquer it with determination so that you can achieve the goal you have set." Now, I'll be presenting the third stage, my reflections.
Stage 3, my reflections. The speech I have chosen of Arunima Sinha, Her speech has highly influenced me. There are people with disabilities, but they curse their life and think they have no good to do with their life and have accepted their fate. But Arunima Sinha thought that she has to do something extraordinary to prove her capabilities. After losing a leg, she had two paths. One, which was easy but meaningless. The second one was difficult and challenging, yet fulfilling. She chose the second path and overcame her disability. She is really hardworking, diligent, perseverant, and focused. She had set a goal that she has to live a life different than normal. Her speech gives a mantra that life will keep on throwing obstacles at you, but you have to kick the obstacles back with your firm determination, hard work, and your passion to win. Every day of our life is a new opportunity, and we have to do our best to prove ourselves. Easy path may look tempting, but difficult roads lead to our goals and sharpen our life skills. Her speech has inspired me so much that now I will not let challenges scare me. Rather, I will chase them. Now I will not let the fear of failure make me escape from trying new things. Thank you.
Thank you, Anika, for this amazing presentation. Remarkable indeed. We have Aradhya Sharma with his presentation.
I am Aradhya Sharma of class 7G and I am going to present my project reflections before you.
Stage 1. In the first stage of this project, I have shortlisted 5 personalities who have motivated me in all spheres of life. The first personality with whose thoughts I've got fascinated is Mr. Ratan Tata, one of the biggest industrialists of India. The second personality by whom I've been allured is Mr. Sandeep Maheshwari, who is a famous motivator. The third personality is Mr. Chetan Bhagat, a famous author who has mesmerized me with his writings. The fourth personality who has impressed me with his timeless aura is Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, who is a well-known Bollywood legend. Last but not the least is the author of a well-known book, Mega Living, Mr. Robin Sharma, whose thoughts have inspired me day in and day out. Stage 2. In the second stage, I prefer selecting Mr. Robin Sharma as I have found his thoughts and speech to be the most appealing and relatable of all. I am strongly fascinated by this author of Indian origin. His speech has illuminated the fact that the sufferings of life make you wiser and stronger. His thoughts have guided me to be unique and to have a positive attitude. Further, his reflections have made me recognize the fact that tough times are a blessing in disguise.
Stage 3. My reflections. In the third stage, I will be highlighting the morals that I have imbibed from Mr. Robin Sharma's speech and how I am implementing those values in my day-to-day life. Imbibing the values. The first moral which I have imbibed is that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The second moral is that the true success is living your life on your own terms. The third moral gained by me is that instinct is much powerful than intellect. Implementation of morals. During exam times, some people get pressurized and lose their hope to study further. But this pressure, in fact, prepares you for the next session, which may be more difficult than the present one. So now, I don't take this pressure as a burden. Instead, I have started taking it as a part of my life, which has surely made me stronger. Now, I have become conscious about my acts, and the most significant thing is that I have started following my instinct and inner conscience in order to achieve success and make better decisions in my life. Thank you.
Spectacular performance, Aradhya. I'm sure everyone loved this thought-provoking presentation. Moving on to Harshita, who will now present before everyone.
Good morning, everyone. I am Harshita Yadav of class 7B and I will be presenting my project reflections before you.
In the first stage, I have selected speeches by 5 great personalities who have influenced me. First is Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, who emphasized on the power of knowledge. Mrs. Asha Bhosle, who highlighted the attributes of hard work and dedication. Mr. Ratan Tata, who insisted us on creating a balance between work and life. Mr. N.R. Narayan Murthy, who taught us the true meaning of the word happiness, and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who magnified the importance of independence. Now, proceeding further with stage 2. In stage 2, I have selected a motivational speech by Mr. N.R. Narayan Murthy, that is, most of our behavior comes from our greed, lack of self-confidence, lack of confidence in nation, and lack of respect for the society. To borrow Gandhiji's words, there is enough in this world for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. Let us work towards a society where we would do unto others what we would have others do unto us. Let us all be responsible citizens who make our country a great place to live. Now, I will be presenting the third stage.
Stage 3, my reflections, the speech delivered by Mr. Narayan Murthy, which I have selected as the most influential speech that has taught me to not to become greedy and to stay happy in whatever we have, because there are many people in this world who are not even able to meet their basic needs. Being of help is a priceless feeling. A little gesture of help can bring a smile to a person in need. I wish to implement this value by being helpful to as many people as possible. I would like to narrate an incident about my implementation of the virtue imbibed through Mr. Narayan Murthy's speech. This year, due to the pandemic, my birthday could not be celebrated as it was usually celebrated earlier. So my parents tried to cheer me up by decorating my room with balloons. My mother baked a delicious cake for me. Still, I could not feel happy as I was missing my friends, relatives, and the laughter and giggles of all my loved ones who came home to wish me on my birthday in the previous years. I was feeling lonely and sad, so I sat down to do the project reflections, in which for stage 1, I had to select 5 speeches. When I read the speech of Mr. Narayan Murthy, it made me realize the mistake that I was making by being unsatisfied with the efforts of my parent. I was actually being selfish and was only thinking about myself. But with the help of the speech, I realized that we all should think about the welfare of the society and help people in need. We should not chase our personal desires and should be satisfied with what we receive. And if we do have a lot of money, then we should spend it in good deeds or by helping people in need. Because in this pandemic, there are many people who are struggling for basic necessities. I should not only think about my personal enjoyment and happiness, but also think about making others happy. So I decided to help people who desperately needed basic amenities for survival. With my parents, I took all the precautions. I wore gloves, mask, and kept a sanitizer. Then we stood at a distance of 6 feet from the ones who needed help and distributed clothes, food, along with the clean water to help them. After providing them with the basic amenities, I felt really happy and it felt as if I was on cloud 9. That is the time when I realized what real happiness means. Happiness is within us, and when we find contentment in our heart, we actually feel happy. This really was the best birthday I had celebrated ever. This speech has made me understand the true meaning of happiness. It made me realize that happiness does not lie in the fulfillment of one's desire. It is the sense of contentment which we feel after we help somebody. If everybody follows the same, then this world would become a better place to live in. Thank you.
Well done, Harshita. A splendid job done indeed. I request Ridhima Rana to start presenting.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ridhima Rana of Class 7B, and I will be presenting my project reflections before you.
In stage 1, I selected the 5 most motivational speeches by Sachin Tendulkar. He is a former Indian cricketer who served as the captain of Indian national team. He is regarded as the greatest batsman in the history of cricket. Sadhguruji, he is an Indian yogi and author. He was awarded with Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he was an Indian scientist and a great politician who served as the 11th President of India from 2002 to 2007. Mr. Ratan Tata, he is an Indian industrialist. He was awarded with Padma Bhushan in 2000 and Padma Vibhushan in 2008. Mr. Narendra Modi, he is an Indian politician serving as the 14th Prime Minister of India.
In stage 2, I selected the most inspiring speech by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, which tells us how to overcome our failures. He said, "Don't read success stories, you will only get a message. Read failure stories, you will get some ideas to get success. Don't worry about the failures, worry about the chances that you miss when you don't try."
Stage 3, my reflections. The most impactful speech that I have selected for my stage 3 is by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former president of India. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was a man who dreamt, and whose passion in life was to inspire others to dream. He said, "Dream is not what you see when you sleep. It is something that doesn't let you sleep." He taught us that we should never stop dreaming. He said, "If we want to shine like a sun, first burn like a sun." Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has inspired me in many ways, but the virtue which inspired me the most was his reaction and adaptation to failures. He never stopped working and dreaming despite his failures. Instead, he worked harder. His speech assures me that hard work always reaps results. To depict this, I would like to share my experience. 2 years before, in class 5, once when I took part in a debate competition, due to nervousness and stage fright, I forgot everything and lost my confidence to ever take part in any debate competition ever again. But recently, when I was searching for the speeches from the great Indian personalities, my project Reflection, I came across this encouraging and motivating speech by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in which he had guided people on how to overcome one's failure by working harder. And up till now, my only fear was to not being able to participate in a debate on stage. Inspired by this speech, I promised myself that I will never stop dreaming. I promised to give my 100% in all I do. I took guidance from the divine consciousness within me and decided to never be afraid of failures, instead, to be motivated to try harder to achieve my purpose in life. All along the promises I made to myself, I also joined the Creative Collaboration Club, also from where I got the technical training for the no's in the house of the debate and all the rules to be followed step by step. As it is known, all success depends on our will and sincerity to achieve a goal. So we must seek consciously and systematically. Then only one can begin to truly proceed consciously towards their goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Ridhima. An outstanding performance indeed. Thank you, Ananya, for this outstanding presentation. Next, we have Aviril Khanna, who shall present his project amongst us.
In stage 1, I have chosen the speeches of 5 great personalities, which are as follows: Mukesh Dhirubhai Ambani, Lieutenant Garima Yadav, Akshay Kumar, Narendra Modi ji, and Virat Kohli. Stage 2. In stage 2, I further chose Akshay Kumar's speech because it inspired me the most. In this speech, Akshay Kumar tells us how we should live our life. He said, and I quote, "We are what we eat. Be a product of Mother Nature. Don't be a product of product. Be true to your body, and it will carry you in ways you only dreamed of at this age." Few more lines which influenced me are: don't run where people are running. Make your own way. Do something of your own. Something will definitely work out. Just be yourself, and that is an extraordinary thing. Now I shall be presenting the third stage of my project. Stage 3, I am going to discuss how a well-known Bollywood actor and a fitness icon for today's youth, Akshay Kumar, has influenced my life. He tells us how we should live our life and keep our body fit. He emphasized on taking care of our physical as well as mental health. For good physical health, he insisted that we must exercise regularly and adopt healthy food habits. He said, "Don't be a product of product." By this, he means we must not focus on supplements, but rather
eat natural food provided by our Mother Earth. His lines has inspired me a lot, and hence I have decided I will focus on healthy living from now on. I have already started doing yoga early in the morning. I've also started eating healthy food on a daily basis and have decided to cut down the consumption of junk food and soft drinks, which are not good for our health. Akshay Kumar states that good mental health is also of equal importance. He spoke about believing in yourself. His most stimulating line was, "Just be yourself," and that is an extraordinary thing. This line stirred my mind and touched my heart. I have decided that now I will not worry what others are going to think about me. I will not compare my life with others. I will not think that if one person is having something, then I too must have it. Since I heard this speech, I have developed an amazing self confidence and experienced an inner joy that I have never experienced before. Now I will never let the limitations of others limit my vision. Akshay Kumar rightly said, "I am from a land where people make mistakes and try again, harder, faster, when negativity is not an option." Thank you. Have a nice day.
As we come to the end of this session, I would like to thank everyone present here for boosting the morale of the students. I express my heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Chairperson Anjali ma'am and our Principal Promini ma'am for giving us this platform to perform. I thank the teachers for honing our presentation skills and encouraging us to perform in front of this amazing gathering. Thank you. I would like to invite Anjali ma'am and Promini ma'am for their suggestions and feedback.
Fabulous is what I can say, and a great learning experience for us also, children. I don't want to speak much. I want to know things from you. All right, I was writing certain things which I thought I'll share with you on the screen. I have picked up certain things from your presentations, but I first of all want to speak to the teachers. We've done so many projects, but we are not speaking with the teachers. So I want to know from the teachers, what has been your experience of this project? And then I'll come to children. We have finished very well in time. So I want to know this from the teachers. What has been your experience? Because whenever we write something, we say, in our school, when we send a video, we say we are sending you a teaching learning material. So it means that we are sending something where we also learn. So teaching, it's not about teaching, it's about learning as well. So teachers, what has been your experience of the project? It'll be nice if we share that with our children.
Ma'am, the way you have said, it's been a learning experience. Ma'am, to be very frank, I was myself not knowing how much people have spoken for so many things. It is all thanks to these children who have presented, and all thanks to my own children who have presented in my class, that I have become so much aware of the people's thought process and the way they have conducted the complete thing. Even in my class, I had experienced that they have really worked. A few are exceptions, but they have really got the essence of the project, what they want. And one of the child was telling me, "Ma'am, initially it was like ye bhi karna hai kya?" Now, once I started doing it, I started enjoying this. So this is what I feel, that initially that apprehension that we have to do this work also, it happens with every one of us. Once we start off with this, we feel very contented and happy to see the outcome of it. And this is what I felt, that I am feeling very satisfied and happy and conscious of myself, and the way the children have made us see with their perspective the complete thing. It is really, really good, ma'am. It's my uptake is that I have learnt through my own children.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Shweta ma'am.
मैम रियली श्वेता मैम से की बात से मैं एग्री करती हूँ कि मैंने इतने लोगों को तो नहीं पढ़ा था जितने मेरे बच्चों ने पढ़ के, एक बच्चे ने 5-5 पर्सनालिटी को पढ़ा, जिसमें कि कई को तो मैंने खुद भी नहीं पढ़ा था। लेकिन इन लोगों के बोलने से, इन लोगों को बार-बार सुनने से, एक ही चीज़ को बार-बार कहने से मुझे बहुत कुछ मैम नॉलेज हुआ। और दूसरी चीज़ कि डिवाइस के नॉलेज भी जैसे हमें नहीं है, लेकिन बच्चों से पूछ-पूछ कर मैम मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा। और कहना नहीं चाहिए कि हम लोग बच्चों की वजह से और भी ज़्यादा पढ़ने के इच्छुक हो गए। मुझे भी पढ़ने का मौका मिला कि अच्छा बच्चा ये बोल रहा है, अच्छा इनके स्पीच में अगर ये कमी है, बच्चों ने इस तरह से लिया, तो मेरा वे ऑफ प्रेज़ेंटेशन या मेरी वे ऑफ थिंकिंग क्या होगी? तो मैंने उसको हिंदी में पढ़ा। जैसे सुंदर पिचाई को मैंने नहीं पढ़ा था, कभी भी मैंने उनको नहीं पढ़ने की कोशिश की। लेकिन जब बच्चों ने क्लास में मेरे बोला, तो मुझे कुछ थोड़ा-सा वो अपील किया, तो मैंने उनकी स्पीच जो है नेट पे सर्च की और फिर मैंने उसे पढ़ने की कोशिश किया। तो मुझे मैम बहुत ही अच्छा लगा, ये तो मेरे लिए बहुत ही अच्छा था।
Ma'am, the way Deepa ma'am and Dipti ma'am has given us that time of 10 days with with our own children to see the complete projects, ma'am, that has been really helpful.
Ma'am, those interactive sessions were
ma'am, that
were
we all
the soul of this reflections project.
Has made a lot of difference in interacting with them and talking to them, and even they have got some level of interaction with us. Otherwise, ma'am, that was missing so much. And I'm really thankful to Deepa ma'am and Dipti ma'am for giving us that chance of 10 days wherein we were able to understand the project properly.
I told my class that there is one quote, there are a few lines which inspire me every day and I wish to read them again and again. So I've made that as a lock screen of my phone. And it says, there are some things I have to do for myself, by myself.
Yeah.
And I wish to. So this interactive session with the kids was very enriching, and the way they have interpreted the same lines which we could have interpreted in a different way, their perspective was amazing. It was a pleasure to hear them and see their presentations.
Thank you so much, Anshu ma'am. Yes, now who next? So we've had 3 teachers speak about everyone's speech today. Please.
Ma'am, even I had not read or heard many of these speeches. So it's been a great learning experience for all of us, in fact. And the way the students have prepared themselves has been really appealing. I mean, they paid heed to all the corrections that were made in class. So that was amazing on their part. And then the interactive sessions that we had every day have really helped us out to interact with our kids. And it's been a great learning experience for all of us, the students and the teachers. So thank you so much for all that.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
A really enriching experience. Shweta and Anshu have already said a lot about it. But the most important thing is like the children did everything on their own. The speeches that they selected, it was not guided by teachers. And the quotes, the extract that they took from there was also, all done by them. And what I can say is that I even did not know that on the eve of Dandi March, Mahatma Gandhi gave a speech, which I actually came to know when Samriddhi presented it. So there was such a lot to learn from them. And it has been a learning experience for both of us, for the students as well as for the teachers. And there were presentations which were not selected for today's program, but they were all equally good. All the students who prepared have worked hard and have put their best.
Most of the things have already been beautifully summed up by Shweta ma'am and Rupali ma'am, but I would really like to appreciate our children. They are really very talented, and just a little probe have actually made them bloom and perform so beautifully for this project. And learning from Harshita, I even celebrated my birthday after I heard her experience that she went out and helped so many. I even was very skeptical of going out during the COVID-19, but I said, I really thought over it that if a child can do it, even I should step out and make an effort. Thank you. I've really learned so much from my kids. Thank you, ma'am.
So beautiful. So we talk of raising our consciousness and raising universal consciousness. So you see how a child can raise universal consciousness. We are seeing this in practice. So if your child said something, I mean, if you facilitate and you usher the child in a certain direction, you are raising the consciousness level of the child, raising your own consciousness as well. And see, that's how universal consciousness gets raised. It's sometimes when we began with this, it seemed philosophical. but it is very practical. It is not philosophical. It is very, very implementable, practical. It's just that we have to analyze it. We have to reflect upon it. We have to reflect upon each and everything that we are doing. One more thing, one little thing, I was interviewing teachers. So I asked them, people say that teacher is a facilitator. So what is the difference between a teacher and a facilitator? Nobody had an answer. None of the teachers who had come for interview had an answer. They could not explain this to me. But when you're speaking, we all can understand that we were facilitators. Everybody is saying that they did it on their own. We just facilitated it. So that is what we are. We are not teachers anymore. We are facilitators, because all of you are saying children have so much in them. Every time, each time, Anjali ma'am is not there, but each time she keeps saying that everything is within, perfection is within. We can understand if it was not within, how could they have chosen the speeches, and how could they have, analyzed them? How could they have picked up that learning? My only wish today is that children do not let it remain it as words. They should be words that ring in them. They should change their thought process, and they should actually put them into practice. So we as facilitators have to just see that now. That is our next step. That is our next step. And we have ample opportunities in the school, ample time in the school to see that. Just that each one of us has to connect more with the children. All right. Now coming to children. So it was better than learning a history lesson?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. History teachers are there, huh?
I'm equally good. I'm equally good.
Equally good. Yeah, that's sensible. That's diplomatic. Okay. So now you tell me your experience. Each one of you has to speak, but I just want it very, very briefly in 30 seconds. What is your take home from the project? You have already spoken. You had prepared for it. You've spoken. Now, what is your take home from the project?
Ma'am, my take home from this project is that whenever we see someone elder than us, bigger than us, we should just imbibe a moral, imbibe a good value from him, and interpret and try to intend it in our lives. Like we researched all these personalities, and we wrote down the values that they told us, and then we implemented us. So not only personalities, our parents, our relatives, all those who have some good qualities, we should imbibe them and implement them in our lives.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes, beta. Thank you, Sarthak.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I
yes.
learned that we should not fear our failures, and instead we should take them as a lesson. Like first, I used to when I failed in something, I used to sit quietly and be sad over it. But now I have a pin board and I write all the things that I'm not good at and I try to make them good.
So sadness is not going to be a part of your life anymore.
No, ma'am.
Brilliant. That's what we want. There is no reason for anyone to be sad. Find a way out. Find a way out. Be solution seekers. Great. You don't need all these people who give you medicines, when you're sad. Don't even think about it. And today, by saying this, you learn that depression is a word or tension is a word which should not find a place in your dictionary. Children, please, as sensible children, remove these two words. Tell yourself that very, very consciously, I will not use these two words ever. One is being tense. I'm very tense. I'm under stress and I'm depressed. These three words should not be used by any Jaipuria child. They're not to be used. They're banned. Okay.
Ma'am, through this project, I got to know many inspirational personalities of India and also realized that there is immense potential in India. But it's just not about introducing these personalities. It's about to imbibe their values. Through these periods of project, practice sessions, and etc., I got closer to 15 more great personalities of India. And I assure you that I will be imbibe all values that will be preached, and I become a better person in life.
We don't have to pity the orphanage children or the senior citizens or the people in the critical situation. We don't have to pity them. Just spread love, as the Mother Teresa has said, that just spread love and give them the importance and make them feel special. We don't have to pity them.
Absolutely. We have, love is very, very empowering. When you love somebody, that person feels stronger. You know, supposing when you appreciate someone, when you love someone, you make that person stronger, you make yourself gentler, and when you are gentle, you automatically become strong. You don't know from where that strength comes. So you become strong, you make that person stronger, you empower the person through your love. That's what you have to do, not pity, but expression, talking, love.
Ma'am, from my own project, ma'am, I learned that, ma'am, to fulfill our needs, ma'am, we should not complain, but ma'am, we should work hard.
Yes, absolutely. That's a major learning of this project. All the personalities that you've seen, that you've heard, they're all hardworking people. Without hard work, they do not reach where they. No one reaches where these personalities have reached. So very essential. Yes.
My take home from this project is that one has to take the difficulties in life positively because these difficulties are crucial for one's growth and personal development.
Absolutely. Failures are, you heard, failures are the stepping stones, all these proverbs you've heard. But today you saw personalities, okay? You through the speeches you met such personalities who are saying that failures are not to be deterred. And you have to learn from your elders. You have to listen to your elders because of the experience they've had of failures. They have a better experience of overcoming failures. So you listen. Great.
From this project, I got the lesson that you don't need to be famous, you don't need to be famous or talented to inspire someone, or even be inspired. You just need to know the message behind the things we hear.
Absolutely.
Ma'am, just like we need to make our failures grow into our success points. Ma'am, we don't have to get sad if we failed in something. We need to just make sure that we do not fail in it again, and we need to take it positively. Like if we did not pass first stage of anything, then we need to work harder and pass it till we achieve the goal for the day.
Yes, absolutely. Perfect. So you have to be determined, right? You have to have the determination plus the analysis. That
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
you have to reflect. That is why we named this project Reflection, so that you can analyze the thoughts that were there in the speeches. All right, learning a speech is very essential. It remains a part of you, but analysis at every stage is very, very essential. So when you analyze your failure, when you have the courage, see, there are two things. One is that you fail in something, you become sad. You become sad, you are sullen, you are crying. So you've moved away from yourself. What do you get out of it? So better is that you gather yourself after that momentary sadness, gather yourself, analyze, be true to yourself, analyze the reason for your failure. What could I have done in a different way? Now, when you analyze that, you will automatically be busy doing that. You will be determined to achieve, to move on to the next step. And when you achieve, you move on to the next step, you'll feel successful. That is why it is said nothing succeeds like success. But to reach that step, you have to face failure, you have to analyze it, you have to change your way. And then, most important, when you've done that, should you start feeling very proud about it?
No, ma'am.
No,
Then
ma'am.
who is responsible for that success?
Ma'am,
Your
we need
effort.
Ma'am, we need to keep moving ahead and get to know more goals and start to transform ourselves into the person we were yesterday and into a better person we will be tomorrow.
Yes, and Samriddhi, you attended some of the sessions, so you know that it has to be in our school. It's a practice that you
Yes,
offer
ma'am.
it. Offering
Yes,
will
ma'am.
keep you
Ma'am,
away
it is
from
said.
pride.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
we always should, pray to God before doing everything, because the power He gave all because of divine. He like if we pray to Him, we offer Him everything. What we speak comes from our inside, and our inside is a divine.
Absolutely. So
ma'am, it
you,
is said that Vidya Dadati Vinayam.
yes, absolutely. You can explain that in Hindi. It makes you,
Yes, ma'am. Humbler.
Vidya makes you vinamra. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So you offer it to him, you invite him in your, then when you offer it to him, you invite him. Well, where is the scope to feel proud about it? Right? Then pride has no place there. Okay? So great.
My project, I learned that we should never run after things that never gives us joy and try to find joy in small things.
Very good. Thank you. Now, can we, you see, it's very essential to learn from others. You know, just now we said we have to learn, we have to listen to our parents because we learn, they have more experience of failures. So, you know, they'll guide us in the right path. So now, can the ones who are speaking now, can you tell me about what you've learned after listening to your friends?
Ma'am, I learned that ma'am, life will throw many unfortunate events at us, but we should make sure that we don't sink into negativity.
Absolutely. Thank you, Prisha.
Ma'am, by learning, I think education is not the learning of facts, but the training of minds to think. Like what is the speed of light? We can get it from anywhere, from any physics textbook. But
yes, ma'am.
Use another source of knowledge, like encyclopedias, knowledge available online, everything we should use, Byju's, everything.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of
Science Park.
information.
Yes,
There's a
ma'am.
lot of information, but what to use, all right, to reach your objective is something that you need to know.
Ma'am, I learned from my friends and the other projects to be optimistic and see life from another perspective. Not about how we should cry if we have failed, but how we should look forward to not failing again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Ma'am, I learned that there is a huge treasure of knowledge hidden in our books, and reading good text is the true nourishment of our brain. And if we read good stories and biographies of prominent leaders, then it leads to a new thoughts and experience from the learning experience.
Project that we should courage to.
So good. So good. That is why we brought all this to you. So you've realized the virtue of learning, right? Now, your teachers are going to send you the names of some books. All right, it is mandatory for all of you to read. We are making it mandatory. We are sending you some questions as well. But you have to enjoy reading them so that you ask for more. Right now, we are making it mandatory. The way we made these speeches mandatory, when something becomes mandatory, you make an effort to do it. When you make an effort to do it, you start enjoying it. So you come out of your comfort zone. So you bring in that hard work for your growth, which is very essential. So please read the books which your teachers are suggesting and do the work, the targets that they are going to give you. They'll share that document with you very soon. That's ready.
I have learned that continuous failure should not disappoint us and make us give up. And it should make us work harder. And luck will only favor those who have the tenacity to win.
Oh, great. Very good. Brilliant.
Ma'am, we should not help the one like who are poor. Ma'am, we should help the one who are actually in need. Like, ma'am, once I was walking, so ma'am, I helped an old lady. Ma'am, she was not able to pick her bag. So I helped her and there was an amazing smile on her face. So that made my heart so satisfying that I was.
Yeah, got your point. So you have to have the compassion, look around, wherever you are needed, just rush there. Okay, a little act, and that will help you as well. You will feel happy with yourself. Maybe, can we say project? We've been reiterating, repeating. Please
Yes,
let us
ma'am.
all see how difficult it is to bring about a change. Even a little word, we find it difficult to change ourselves. I'm sure your teachers have told you this.
This project, I have learned that optimists seek the valuable lesson in every setback rather than getting upset and blaming somebody else for what has happened. They take control over their emotions by saying, what can I learn from this experience? And ma'am, according to me, everyone should develop positive thinking and positive attitude towards yourself and the people around you and your life.
Very good. I'm sorry I had to check you in between and stop you, beta, but I don't get to meet you people so often. So I thought I should not miss that little thing.
Ma'am, this project changed my perception towards life and has motivated me to work hard no matter what I achieve.
Great. Beautiful learning.
Ma'am, I would like to
and,
just online.
and to keep transforming yourself.
Ma'am, from this project, I learned that we should learn from our failures and should never give up and work harder to achieve our goals.
So children, can we say that from all the personalities, we learn that determination is very essential? Can we say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Prayer is essential.
Yes, ma'am.
Healthy
Yes,
food is
ma'am.
essential.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
the child who presented
Ma'am.
it on Akshay
Yes,
Kumar,
ma'am.
this is what he taught you.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
remaining calm in all these situations is very essential. Do not be afraid to walk alone.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
do not be ashamed of failure. Failure is essential if we want a transformation in ourselves. Without failures, you do not come to know life. And we are here to know life. Okay?
Well, so much has been said, and so beautifully the whole project has been done. So I have hardly anything to put in except a lot of congratulations to Promni ma'am, the headmistress, and all the teachers who have taken this project forward. It was very well conceived, as I've said earlier. Very well conceived, the 3 stages. And mostly when we go to speeches, we generally hear the speeches of very famous personalities only. But here the panorama of speeches and the different varieties, there were actors, there were cricketers, there were persons, there were politicians, there were industrialists. So that variety gave a lot of richness to today's project presentation. Very, very beautiful. Just for your information, students, because there are times when you just browse through the net. So you will see that some of the great universities of US and UK on their, what is it called, ma'am? The graduation ceremony, they call the most wonderful speakers. So you must sometimes, you must Google it or take it out, the commemoration speeches, the speeches on the graduation day of great colleges, because they call great speakers. They are really memorable speeches, besides, of course, great politicians. So, yes, this was a very beautiful experience. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, students. Your sincerity, your dedication, and your quest to grow, your quest to transform, your consciousness, your awareness, all that fills me with a great amount of satisfaction. You know, when you prepared for the speech, right, students? Beautifully, and you were applauded by us, by the teachers, by the principal, by me. Similarly, when we think of a program for you, and then we see what is the accrual out of it, what is the result out of it? Is it leading to that one goal of Jaipuria School? Conscious transformation. And if it is leading to that, then the satisfaction in the founder's heart is immeasurable. I cannot measure the satisfaction that I'm getting when I'm seeing how all these projects are actually being transacted through the students. So thank you so much, teachers. Thank you, Promni ma'am. Thank you, Archana ma'am, Deepa ma'am, and all the teachers who were part of it. And thank you, my dear students. You fill me with gratitude and satisfaction.
Thank you so much, Anjali ma'am. You've always said that we must widen. You know, when I met you, that was the first thing you said. And I remember when we went to Pondicherry thereafter, it was we have to be wide, we have to be wider. So when something is said in the beginning, it's very difficult to understand it because we had not heard of it. And gradually we are getting to this understanding what it means. Now, when we thought of this project, this is what we had in mind, that we need to widen. We do not want to restrict our children to certain things. We wanted them to find themselves and go through these speeches. My reason was that they should know what should be taken. There are so many people who speak, but what has to be left, what is not to be taken, is also an understanding which children must have. And we did not want to restrict them so that they would explore, they would come across good, bad, everything, because eventually it is their life and they have to take those decisions. So, and I'm so glad that children, you've widened. And bringing you together, the reason was that you learn to appreciate all points of view. Yours may be different from someone else's, but it is essential to accept that. And even if you don't want to take it, at least we can respect different points of view. The reason for asking you to analyze was that you pick up the thoughts, reflect upon them, and then gradually you start experiencing those thoughts. But first you pick up refined thoughts from all these great men. Please keep reading about them. Do not leave it here. Ma'am has already given you one suggestion where to go for more. All right. So that's how you will see yourself grow from the stage where you are at present and to a higher stage, and you will widen yourself, your inner being, outer being, and your perspectives. Trust me, you will be very, very happy in your life. You'll be extremely happy. I know this. God bless all the teachers for saying that they learn from the teachers. Teachers, that is your humility. And I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, Archana ma'am, just wanted to compliment you because we started this journey with you of speeches, started with
Ma'am,
Ignite.
it was Pramini ma'am's idea.
No, no.
Idea. It's not
No,
my
no, no,
idea.
no, no,
It's
ma'am.
all
Here
idea
I must correct this. This came from Anjali ma'am, and then this responsibility was given to you that please bring in those speeches. Trust me, this idea of doing so many of them, spreading the culture in the schools, came from there. Okay, it originated in me from there. When I heard Anjali ma'am say that we need to do this, okay, I read about why speeches should be done, and then if you were not there, you would not have created that group and taken it to this extent. I would not have thought of doing it in class 7. My idea was that let it do with class 7 so that as they grow, they know which speech to take and which to leave.
Just wanted to compliment you, Archana ma'am. It
No,
was
ma'am.
very well
It's
conducted.
all because of you too, ma'am.
So from where we started.
I
and then
became an instrument, but it is all yours, ma'am.
It's nobody's, it is ours. It can never belong to anybody because it only belongs. Isha vasim idam sarvam yat kinch jagatyam jagat. Everything belongs to the divine. We own nothing. Nothing means not even ourselves we own. Everything is owned by him. So we just, yes, but you've been a great instrument, Archana ma'am. And I must compliment you the way you've taken this forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So somebody out of all of you tell me, why should we read biographies? What will it lead to? One hand.
Ma'am, because they tell the life story and the experience they had.
Yeah, and from that life story, there's so much we can learn. Because as Pramni ma'am also said, nobody's life has been without difficulties. And yesterday's talk, we spoke very, very candidly that difficulties are given by God. Why? As a opportunity for us to grow.
Yes.
He doesn't give us difficulties as punishments. He's not some ordinary parent or ordinary teachers. In Jaipuria school, you'll see that teachers never punish you because they're not ordinary. Yeah. So God is not an ordinary parent that he'll just punish you for mistakes. He gives us difficulties. And through the biographies, we see how these great men were able to climb over the difficulties of their life and become better and better people by consciously transforming themselves and using the difficulty to rise higher. Yeah. So we thought, all of us together, Pramni ma'am, Archana ma'am and me, that let the children start reading some good biographies. So who would like to, we would like this to become a student driven initiative. So I want 3 people, Sarthak, please create a small committee, you with 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 people, 7 students, and make a database of the biographies that should be read. My
Sure, ma'am.
suggestion is please add Sri Aurobindo's life in it. Just
Ma'am?
add that
Sure, ma'am.
also. Yeah?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
yeah, some great lives. And they don't have to be only Indian. We can now, because now we can see the love for India is already started permeating my
Yes,
students.
Yes.
In the universal personalities, I never allowed personalities from outside of India because first of all, we must start growing a respect inside ourselves for our Indian personalities. And now that it has started happening, then we can widen ourselves a little more. Yeah?
Ma'am, biography is just like a story, ma'am. Because I read a story, ma'am, I read a biography of Manikarnika, ma'am. Like I was not reading it as a book, ma'am. This was like an inspiration for me, ma'am. Ma'am, when I got a free time, I don't used to watch television or play games on my automobile. Ma'am, I used to read the biography of Manikarnika. Ma'am, it was probably of 102 pages. Ma'am, I was loving to read it. Half of
Beautiful.
my half of the time went in reading that only. So ma'am, like that only I gained interest in history subject. And now
Oh,
history is like a story, and it is very interesting and very useful for me also, so that I can gain knowledge about the early people who helped us to get free, and who with those speech we can make our life better.
yeah. And Manikarnika, she reflects which house of our school? We have 4 houses.
Ma'am, strength.
Strength, yes. You know, I've never talked about it, but today I'm going to take the guts to talk about it. There are 4 Shaktis, Mahashaktis, which are operating. And because of those 4 Shaktis, this whole universe is working. The first Shakti is Maheshwari. Now, these Shaktis are inside us also, and they are outside. Outside, they're perfect. And however much we collaborate with those Shaktis they make that Shakti inside us stronger and stronger. Maheshwari is the Shakti of wisdom. Then Mahakali is the Shakti of strength. Come on, children. Strength. Mahalakshmi is the Shakti of
Harmony.
Mahasaraswati is the Shakti of
Perfection.
So we have devised these 4 houses so that you are able to collaborate with these 4 Shaktis. Yeah?
And ma'am, those paintings that are made on the walls, ma'am, it is written below it.
Yes,
Mahakali,
yes,
Mahasaraswati.
Oh, have
The
I
paintings that are made on the wall.
I forgot.
It was mentioned in our diaries also.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I thought that I had not written the names of these 4 Shaktis. I'm so happy. So collaborate, consciously collaborate with that Shakti. When you need wisdom, close your eyes and remember the Maheshwari inside you. Connect with the Maheshwari outside and say, Maheshwari, I want to collaborate with your Shakti, so that you can carve and you can make me move towards wisdom with more speed, with more agility, with more perfection. Right? So think about it.
Yes.
All right.
And ma'am,
Yes,
reading
Ridhima?
biographies is also a very beautiful thing, because we have not lived our lives fully. But if we read a biography, we know what the obstacles, almost know what the obstacles life throws at us, and we know a whole life story of a person. So we can carve
Yes.
our future on base of those biographies that we read.
Yes, absolutely. Reading biographies is mind-blowing good for your progress.
From reading biography, we get the positive energy also.
Yes,
from
because you're reading the
personalities.
biographies of positive people. We are
Yes,
not reading the
ma'am.
biographies of negative
Ma'am,
people.
we get the inspirations from the biographies of great people. Read many biographies. Whenever I go to the middle school library, I just pick a biography up. So far, I have read the biography of Malala Yousafzai, Vivekanand, Mr. Narendra Modi, and APJ Abdul Kalam, and many of such personalities from the middle school.
Ridhima, I salute you. You've read so many biographies.
Yes,
Fantastic.
ma'am. Whenever I go to the library, I just pick a book about the personalities of people.
This is going to carve you so beautifully. Very nice, Ridhima.
I have read 3 biographies. One was of two were of APJ Abdul Kalam, which were Wings of Fire. And I like reading books. Like whenever I read some book, I start following it. And from biographies, we learn many things. We learn from their mistakes, and we learn how to go, how to grow, ma'am. We learn to go step by step in our life and never make the mistakes which they made.
Dear children, this is, I think, the right time. By God's grace, you have embarked on this journey, children. So I would request all those people who are here, children, who you are attending this session, if you want to join Ignited Young Souls, we read only over there and then repeat those great words. So if you want to join that group, you are welcome, children. And I think you would like to now today join that particular group. Pramini ma'am, Anjali ma'am has given us this clue. We'll hold a meeting in a day or two of Ignited Young Souls regarding biographies, and class 7 will brief others what they discussed with ma'am just now. So children, if you want to join that group, You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am.
Our esteemed Vice Chairperson Anjali ma'am, respected Principal Promni ma'am, Vice Principal Vidyarthi sir, Head of Academics and Innovation Archana Mishra ma'am, Headmistress Deepa ma'am, Academic Coordinator Deepti ma'am, parents, teachers, and my dear students, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is a great honor and privilege for me and my co-teachers, Ms. Preeti Sachdeva, Mrs. Nidhi Katyar, Mrs. Bunty Chopra, Ms. Anshu Sinha, Mrs. Shweta Jetli, and Mrs. Nidhi Srivastav, to extend a vote of thanks to all those who have contributed to make this program a success. Dear parents, we thank you for your support and cooperation. We are very grateful to our Vice Chairperson Anjali ma'am for her generosity, continued support, and encouragement. Ma'am, your presence is always a great source of motivation. What we just witnessed here was the hard work of these young children. They displayed their commitment to become better, progressive, and visionary. Our respected principal ma'am is the driving force behind this. Thank you, ma'am, for your vision, interest, and efforts in providing children with such an opportunity. We are grateful to our Head of Academics and Innovation, Archana Mishra ma'am, for her support. We wish to thank and acknowledge the support and guidance given by our headmistress, Deepa Wahi ma'am. We sincerely thank our academic coordinator, Deepti ma'am, for her valuable assistance. We express our gratitude to Suresh sir for the technical support and arrangements. You're always there to help us carry out such important events. Lastly, a warm thank you to all our students who have worked extremely hard. Congratulations on your wonderful presentation. Thank you everyone once again for being a gracious audience. Let us all observe a minute's silence.